Hey YouTube, this is going to be a quick video on how to replace the water filter head assembly. I tried taking my filter out and I guess pulled too hard and snapped the plastic. That was done because I did not make sure that my lid was all the way down. You have to take out your top shelf in order to allow this to come all the way down. Then your filter head assembly can tilt all the way down, allowing it to come out. If it rests on the first shelf in this position, this piece here cannot come down at a full 90, and therefore you won't be able to get your filter out. Found out the hard way, busted it, and so now I've got to replace the filter head assembly. Couldn't find any videos, couldn't find any tutorials on this, so I thought I would do it so everybody can see how it's done. This piece I found on Amazon. I can put the link in the description as well. Thought I only had to replace the center piece here, but you can't. You have to replace the whole thing. The part that broke on me was this back cap right here. That snapped off, therefore water leaks. So now we have to replace the whole thing. So let's get to it and show you how this is done. The whole thing can be done with just a Phillips screwdriver, and that's pretty much all it's going to take. So the first thing you need to do is up here there's a Phillips screw. Just go ahead and take that out. Excuse the camera work, I'm trying to do this with one hand while I show you guys how this is done. That screw is going to come out. This whole piece then would typically come right out, but you need some slack. This is what I found out. I can't just get this piece out unless I develop some slack in the water lines in the back here. So coming around to the back here, again, excuse the camera work, we are going to have to take off this plate, which then we can take the compression fitting off here on the shorter hose, and then you have a long hose running all the way down into the bottom. You'll have to take off this back plate, which is just held on with screws, and then you can get access to this line down here. Water's been shut off. Next thing you'll want to do is definitely unplug it, or your beeping refrigerator is going to bug you. And down here there is an electrical connection next to the water line that you didn't want to take the chance with. So take out the screws that hold the water line in, and this has just basically got a little clip in it, and you can just push the clip in and open this up. Again, it's a lot easier with two hands, but I'm going to try to walk you guys through this thing. Matter of fact, I'm just going to leave that hanging for 1 second so I can remove the rest of the screws. I think you got a total of 6 screws here for this back plate. So we'll get these things removed real quick. Two on each end, and then you've got 2 across the middle here. Bear with me for a second here. And then one at the bottom. So 6 screws are out. Plate then just pulls off. Just slide it down the water line. No need to disconnect the water line itself. But you'll see the long hose comes down to the bottom of the fridge, and it's got a compression fitting back in here. Sorry for the light, but you still have to take this thing off to gain access to it. So there's one Phillips screw right here. Holds the bracket on where the water line goes into, and then again the water line for the filter is behind that, so you have to get this screw out once that's out, we have this one little clip right here that fits into the slot here and obviously just screws in. So once that comes out, you will see the compression fitting here. That compression fitting, it's pretty simple the way this works. There's just a little black clip here. You can spin it around. You see the two ends here. Spin it around to the opposite side and just push on the two clips and it'll basically kind of start coming out. Let me see if I can get a better view on that. There you go. And then you can just grab it and just pull. Once you get the clip out, all you have to do then is just push down on the white compression fitting piece, and then your hose can be, and again, with one hand it's a little difficult, but we did it. So it's just a matter of pushing this white piece down just ever so slightly. Again, this clip is only about 1/16 of an inch, but just enough space for you to push down on this while you pull your hose out. So we got the long hose disconnected now. We'll come up here, remove the other screw, support brace, if you will, for the hose. And now we come up to this plate here. One screw holding that in, and it has two tabs on the top. So once you get the screw out, and it'll just pop right out of the clips here. A separate cap. You have one more compression fitting right here. Same gig on this one. The two pieces actually don't protrude out as far, but the back piece it actually sticks out a bit. So you can just grab a hold of that and pull on it. And again, something very reminiscent of the bottom clip, slightly different. You'll be able to tell the difference. There we go. So the bottom clip is longer, the top clip is shorter. Just remember that. So once that clips out, again, you have this compression fitting. You see the space here, and how if you just push down on it, it's got a little bit of slack, you push down on it, and then you should be able to get your hose pulled right out of there. Okay, so now we've got the hose basically freed up, which is going to give me some slack inside. In fact, I just pushed on it. You can hear the whole assembly on the inside basically come loose. That's what was holding it up between being inside of the compression fitting here, the cover plate, and these guys not giving you any slack whatsoever. You can't get that piece off until that's done. So let's come around the front. We'll go back into the refrigerator. I've unplugged it so I don't have the light on the inside. Hopefully you can still see. You see up here how now I've got the slack. So the whole assembly will just come right on out. It is your gray piece. The new piece is going to fit into these two slots. You got one here and one here. Again, I'm going to try this with one hand, but just push back on it and it'll free itself up and you get this unit out, and there's your door. Okay, door is done. Now you can take the piece and just pull it right on through. Okay, I know I'm going to have one issue with those clips. I'm going to have to go around and take those clips out because they won't fit through. So let me do that real quick. Try to show you close up on this. So here's my clips. Actually, I can just slide them off. I'll put them on later. But there is a small clip on the back side. One finger can pull down on this clip, and then you can open these things up and get them off the water line. Like I said, since I'm filming with one hand, it's just going to be easier for me to just slide them off for the time being. Give me 1 second here. So I'm just going to slide them off for now. And then when it comes time to put these things back on, I'm just going to go ahead and, like I said, push the clip in and open this thing up, and I can get it wrapped around the new hose. So anyway, I'm trying to do it with one hand here. Almost had it. Again, it's not a big deal. You guys will figure this thing out pretty simply. Just pushing on that back clip, and it unclips. Okay. So anyway, let's grab our new piece now. And we're going to come around to the refrigerator. Get rid of the old one. And I can show you the difference here and why this busted on me, or how it busted on me. So the old one, you can see where it cracked on the backside. There's no white cover plate on it no more. I don't know how it was affixed on there, but the plastic is basically cracked on it. Here's the new one. Plastic cap is on there. So let's take it into the refrigerator here. And we are going to feed the hose through the hole up top here. So we can feed that through. Hang on for 1 second. Reposition myself here. Okay, so we got the hose in there. Just feed it on through. And you have the shorter hose that goes into the top compression fitting. So you just slide that through the hole. Leave yourself a little bit of slack, because now we got to try to get the door on. And this I might have to put the phone down to do, because this is kind of a pain. But this piece again clips back into these two. Let's try to get this positioned so I can show you. This section right here and that section right there basically fit right into these two slots, that slot and that slot. It's important that you got to get those lined up. So you'll bring it through the front and then slide it into those. I'm going to try to set my phone down here and do this, because I can't do it with one hand. Hopefully I can get it set up so where you can see a little bit of a view of what I'm doing. So you come forward. Let me see here. Bring it through. Again, first time I'm ever doing this, so bear with me here a little bit. I'm going to slide those two pieces in. The door's actually got to be open. And then you're going to fit those into those two slots. Again, you probably are not going to have a good view on this. This is probably the most difficult part, but I've slid it into those two slots that I was mentioning before. Now, let me grab the phone real quick so I can show you. Up top here, you've got this sort of like a washer spacer, if you will, that fits into this U-shaped slot. So we're going to slide that in next. Okay, here, let me see here. A little break in the action. Let me see if I can get that set up just right so we can see. Okay, again, sorry for the crappy camera work, but it'll give you guys an idea of exactly what we're trying to do here. So you bring it forward and then slide it into that washer. Then you'll screw the one screw up top here. Grab my phone so I can show you. So it's basically in place now. All I have to do is put this screw back up in here, and that's set. Let's go around the back to kind of finish this thing off. Show you how to get it inside. Our piece. So here's our compression fitting. And all we have to do here, I don't know, but pretty sure it's going to. So essentially, you take your shorter hose and just slide it into that compression fitting. Go in as far as you possibly can. When you can't go no further, then you grab your clip. Again, it is the smaller clip. not the longer one. And just slide it underneath the white washer there. That's basically done. Now you can go ahead and put this, there's 2 tabs up here. These 2 tabs will fit into 2 slots up here. You slide that in, line it up with your screw hole. Make sure this one is behind the, there's a little section there where the hose fits underneath. So let me grab the screw for that. And we're going to just screw this one back in. Okay, the top section is installed. Don't go to town with that screw. It's thin aluminum and you'll strip the screw. Now, here's our clips. Like I said, 2 hands is really helpful because you can pull down on this clip. In fact, 2 hands has got to be done on this thing. You might even want to grab a flathead. Let's see here, let's grab a flathead. You can slide it up underneath here and just give it a slight twist and it'll pop right open. So once it pops open like so, and you can wrap it around, snap it back on, and just screw it back into place. Grab your screw. Get this in here. Again, this is not really anything too detailed. And I'm going to do the same thing with our last clip. And the easiest way to do this is just stick your screwdriver in between the slot here and just give it a little bit of a twist. And that thing should just pop right open. Just like so. Same gig. Put it around your hose. Snap it. Get your screw. And there's the second hole is down a little bit further. See where that one's at. I'll slide this down. And holes right there. Give me 1 second to line myself up. Again, that's not very hard to figure that thing out. It's pretty simple. Then we come down to the bottom. Same gig. Compression fitting. Take your cap off the end of the hose. The new one will come with a small little cap. Make sure that's off. And we want to slide it into the compression fitting here. And again, it'll go in pretty easy. All you have to do is just line it up and press. There's 2 black lines. I think you want to make sure that both black lines are concealed. And then we just need to get the compression washer to fit behind it so it locks it in. So we'll grab, again, this is the longer one with the longer prongs on it. Slip it behind the white, between the white and the light blue coupling, and just push it until it snaps. Now it can't come back out. Now all we have to do is just slide this in, put your guide prong there inside the slot, like so, and get your screw put back into here. And then essentially you're done. You put the back plate on and get your new filter in there. Just like I said, I don't know how many other people have made this mistake, but I'm sure somebody has. A lot of people looks like have figured it out. There's a guy online that showed you how to basically bring that shelf out so you can do it, and that way you can tilt it all the way down and get your water filter out without having this problem. So I'm going to set the phone down for 1 second here. Just get this last screw in. I don't know what the camera's doing right now, but bottom line is I just want to get this screwed in here. You're basically installed now. Only last thing you need to do is just get your cheesy little plate put back on, and it is cheesy. So you screw that plate back on and you're essentially done. So anyway, not the best video, and or camera work, I should say. This is not edited. It just went through with one shot. But once again, I've just got to screw the back plate on and just put that last screw up in here, and then we're solid. If the new piece is in, 55 bucks. $55 mistake to find out that you got to make sure that before you take your filter out, it's tilted all the way down and not just, you know, halfway down. So anyway, hopefully this helps somebody out that ran into the same problem I did. Thanks, YouTube, for watching. Take care.